I want 2018 to be the year of you. I want to encourage you to build your first website. I want to help you just take that leap of faith and say, you know what, I'm going to build a website for my new business, or I'm going to build a website for an existing business. Either way, I want you to be able to take care of your own online success. And I want you to be able to promote your products and your services the way that you want to, not the way that somebody else wants you to. In this masterclass video, I'm going to show you in simple step-by-step ways how you can build your own website for your business in 2018. And this is not sponsored. This is not something where, there's any catches. If you watch this video step by step, by the end of this video, you will have a completed website. Now, granted, some of it is rough draft, and so by the time you get done, you may have to put up your own logo, you may have to add your own images, your own content, your hours of operation, things like that. But you're going to have a functional website, right? And it's one of those things where, I just thank you so much for watching this video in advance. I truly want to help you. I want to inspire you to take that leap of faith. Maybe you're thinking about starting your own business. You're like, well, how are people going to find me? Now, granted, we have social media and things like that, but a lot of times a website is the new business card, right? People say, hey, how do I get a hold of you? Oh, visit my website, right? And so it's one of those things where I want to help you just grow the confidence and grow anything that you need. I'm giving you permission, right? You don't need permission, but maybe you feel like you need permission. Well, I'm giving you permission to build that website in 2018, okay? So real quick, so I'm not going to ramble on. My name is Heidlebaugh, and I teach digital marketing to DIYers. So again, this video is not sponsored, anything like that. But what you'll see is in the description of this video, and I broke everything down in chapters so it's easy to follow along. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do to keep tabs on this video. And it's one of those things where once you're done with the chapter, you can just keep on watching them, or if you want, you can just, come back at your convenience and pick up where you left off, right? And I got some really cool bonuses at the end, so definitely stick around. Again, I'm here to help you succeed online. So, I got the coffee ready. We're ready to rock and roll. And no matter what, I hope that you find success online, offline, and in your life. So let's get started. Okay, starting off first, it's good to have an introduction, right? So I want to tell you a little bit who I am. Again, my name is Heidlebaugh, and I made the decision in 2018 to teach people about digital marketing. And this kind of came just about because, I'm a man of faith. Okay, so for me, I just believe in being a good steward in life, just being kind to people. And it's one of those things where I believe in the quotes of Zig Ziglar and people like that, where, you get to where you want to be in life by helping other people get to where they want to be in life, right? And there's nothing that brings me more joy than to help somebody. That's truly my passion. I enjoy people and computers. And it's one of those things where in this video, you're going to learn a lot about just web design and things like that because I do web design. So basically over the last 20 years, I've built websites, I've done search engine optimization, social media, podcasting, video, ebooks, e-courses, email marketing, things like that. It's one of those things where I own my own digital marketing agency. So every client has different needs, different, stuff they have going on. One client might need brand management. Another client might just need a new website, So over the years, I picked up a lot of knowledge and a lot of different things, and I always enjoy different areas, okay? I know a lot of people say the riches are in the niches kind of thing. And for me, I just truly enjoy learning from different people. I'm the kind of person that enjoys asking questions, And so I enjoy working with a variety of different, from, mom bloggers and dad bloggers to, chimney companies and a whole bunch of everybody in between, And it's one of those things where, I've been very blessed throughout my life. And now I'm in the position where, with having my own agency, I see so many things that go on. I also teach college classes here in Colorado. My agency is here in Colorado. And it's one of those things where, I focus on helping small businesses succeed online. That's my kind of my area if I'm going to be in one. Where some agencies and stuff, they focus on the big ticket, clients where, they bring in $5,000 a month kind of thing. I'm more of like, hey, let's the $200 and something range. Let's get the mom and pop, shops where maybe people kind of forgot about them, or the stay-at-home parent, or the single family, or the whatever, whatever demographic kind of thing, kind of just the forgotten. So these videos are prepared to help you because I care about you. Okay. And that's the thing. And so when you watch this video, I'm not even gonna let you get to the end of the video. Okay. So the bonus, some of the bonuses with this is, you'll be able to visit my website, and I have my phone number on there. I have my email address on there. So if you find yourself needing help, I'm here to help you. Okay. You can send me an email and say, Chris, this is where I'm stuck. You know, can you give me some tips? Give me some advice. You'll have my phone number. You can actually call me. Now, usually I'm available in the evenings more than I am during the day, but I'm more than happy to talk to you. You're right. And it's one of those things where you can text me. Something really cool I try to do is on Saturday nights on YouTube, I have a live show, so you can come on and ask me your questions. We can actually look at your website live, and you can chat with me, and we can, you know, look to see how we can help your website improve, because this video is just one step, right? We're getting you online, but then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have, you know, we're going to help you get found online, right? We're going to make sure we have the right keywords, the right phrases, things like that. And then just growing your brand, you know, getting on social media, and you could take this as far as you want. Maybe one day you're making videos yourself, right? So you are your own digital marketing agency, okay? You don't need me, you don't need anybody else, but that's why I'm here to teach you this stuff, and so that you can have the confidence that you don't need anybody else. You know, you can just have fun, grow your brand, grow your blog, your business, whatever you want on your own, right? You're a digital DIYer now, so you gotta just wear that name tag, okay? So anyways, that's just a little bit about me and the introduction of who I am, just so you know that, you know, when I'm talking to you, it's coming from the stand of I help people do this on a daily basis. I teach students. I, you know, work with clients from all over. I mainly focus on small businesses. Okay, so people in the construction industry, restaurants, you know, small businesses, usually 50 employees or less, things like that, and people that want to just, you know, have a good web presence and just, you know, truly enjoy their business. You know, again, my business is about family and faith, and so for me, I try to just do things with the right, you know, ethics and integrity and things like that, and just who I am, you know. So that's a little bit about me. So instead of me talking, let's go ahead and start building a website, right? So let's get started. Okay, so starting our official course now, the first thing we need to talk about is purpose. Okay, what is going to be the purpose of your website? Is it going to be, you know, to showcase a product or a bunch of products? Is it going to be a website to talk about a service? You know, maybe you provide some sort of a service. Maybe you do babysitting, lawn care, dog services, whatever you do. You provide some sort of service. Maybe you're a painter, you know, different things like that, okay? Whatever service-based industry you're in. So we need to figure out, what is the purpose of the website? Is it to be your new business card? Is it just to put something on a business card so people can find out more about you? Is it something you're going to put on the side of a truck? Is it something that you're going to go at a conference and say, hey, you can find out about my products or services at this website, right? So really kind of hone in on what the purpose is of your website. Maybe take out a piece of paper. I really believe a lot in writing things down. So maybe take out a piece of paper, a pen, and write out, why do you want a website? You know, what is the purpose of the website? Is it to make money from your website? Okay. Are you going to sell products and stuff from your website? Is it just to show the products that you do sell, but you have to come into a location, like a retail location? Okay. Is it to, again, talk about your services? Maybe you do landscaping and you want to show past projects. Maybe you build homes. Maybe you, I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, maybe you do catering and you want to show different things. Maybe you're a wedding planner and you want to show weddings. Maybe you're a photographer and you want to show some of the previous stuff you do. Okay. This can go on and on and on. But basically write down, what is the purpose of your website? That'll really kind of help you stay focused as you're choosing where you want your website to go. Okay. So take out a piece of paper, think of what your website is about. You know, what, you know, what is the purpose of your website? Again, to sell something from your website or to educate somebody, things like that. Okay. Because as we get farther into this, we're going to talk about buyer's intent, and is it something where they're looking to get educated or they're looking to buy something? Okay. And these are some things that we need to focus on the purpose of our website. So again, write out what your website is about, and then I'll meet you in the next chapter. Okay, so real quick, before we get started with this video, I want to let you know, like a small disclaimer or any kind of whatever, is although I'm not sponsored, I'm not sponsored. Nobody's giving me money to make this video. I'm doing this because I want to help you succeed. I do put a few affiliate links in here, okay? So an affiliate link is where if you choose to buy web hosting or a domain name or a WordPress theme or something like that, something I talk about in this video, if you choose to purchase one, I get a small commission, okay? And it's one of those things where, I'm just doing this from the bottom of my heart. Whether or not you decide to do everything, use any product against what I'm saying, that's completely fine because it doesn't take away from the message, okay? It's just one of those things where to understand what an affiliate is say you run a restaurant, okay? And you tell your friends, say, hey, if you send somebody to my restaurant on these slow nights that I have, if you send somebody to my restaurant, I will give you $1 for every single person you send to me, just as a thank you, because I'd rather give you $1 and have people find out about my business or my product or service or whatever than to not have any of it, right? And that's basically the same kind of concept. So, it's one of those things where it doesn't cost anything more to you. I mean, it's actually, the same price. So it's one of those things where would you rather pay $10 for a nice meal, right, that you just walked into a restaurant, or pay $10 for the same meal, everything's still the same, but you know that $1 goes to somebody who needs it or recommended you to it or whatever, right? It's the same kind of concept. So that's my affiliate disclaimer, I guess, is that on my website and the products I use and stuff in this video are related to this, but you can use whoever you want. Use whoever you want. It doesn't matter to me, okay? Again, it's one of those things where it helps me, it supports me and my family, and it's nice because it helps me create other videos like this. And so if you find value in this message, then I appreciate your support in advance. Okay, so now that we know what our website is about, we're ready to start building our website, okay? Now there's a few things that you need. First, obviously, we know the purpose of our website. But two, now we need to know what we're going to call our website. Now, this is called a domain name, okay? Now, a domain name is what you would tell somebody, like, visit my website is another word, is an easier way to say that visit my domain name at whatever, okay? So, like, my website is 𝗦𝗫𝗏.com for my personal, just who I am and for resources and things like that, okay? And so, your business, you may want to call it, after your name, okay? Maybe you're just going to be a solopreneur. Maybe you do freelancing. That's why we're going back to that purpose, because is it going to be just you in the business? Are you going to have employees? Things like that. Kind of really think about your branding. So at this point with domain names, we're really trying to talk about is what kind of brand are we going to have, right? So is it going to be that you're going to name your website after your business? Okay. Like my digital agency is called Colorado Web Impressions, because you never know if your first impression might be a web impression. Well, it works for me. And I also tell people, I'm like, hey, I'm Chris with Colorado Web Impressions, and I help Colorado small businesses to succeed online. And it's one of those things where that's kind of a tagline and things like that. Now, you might have a tagline yourself. You might be like, hey, my name's so-and-so, and I'm, I've seen a variety of different things online people call themselves, and you might have something that you call yourself too, okay? Or maybe you provide an excellent service, okay? So again, maybe you provide lawn care, and you're like, hey, I'm the lawn guy, doctor, whatever, fill in the blank, whatever. And this is my website, this is what I do, and things like that. Maybe you're going to have a blog, okay? So you're going to have a family blog. Maybe you're going to do vlogging with a V, so you're going to do video blogs instead of written blogs. And you just want the website to be a place to, showcase more of your videos, maybe sell t-shirts or affiliate stuff or whatever, things like that, okay? So again, just to back up a little bit. So we're talking about what do you want to call your website, okay? So are you going to name it after yourself? Again, are you an accountant? Are you a lawyer? Are you somebody who is just a solo person, right? So do you want to name your website after yourself? Do you ever plan to grow? Right? If you're going to plan to grow and be a business, then you may want to decide on that. Now, this is a decision you're going to have to make on your own, right? Do you want to be the brand, or do you want to be a person who's running a brand, kind of thing, okay? And I know they can increment, go together and stuff, but, do you want it to be where somebody says, hey, visit my website at yourname.com, or do you want it to be, hey, visit my website at yourcompanyname.com? And that's what we need to figure out, okay? So again, with that piece of paper, maybe flip the page over and start thinking about some domain names. What do you want to call your domain name? Now, do me a favor, and at the end, okay? If you have a column of paper, next to it put .com, okay? As you start looking at domain names, you can get very stressed out and stuff because you see .net, .whatever, .orgs, different things. Now, granted, in other videos, I talk about the differences between .com, .net, .org, things like that. And to keep this as simple as possible, you can definitely check out some of my content, especially on my YouTube channel. Okay, I talk a lot about this stuff. Or you can always send me an email. Okay, I'm here for you. Okay, so it's one of those things where try to find the .com. At least right now at the filming of this video, try to do .com first. Don't worry about the rest of them. Unless you are a business like a nonprofit, church, something like that, then maybe try to go for the .org. But again, when in doubt, you can send me an email. No big deal. So put .com behind whatever you choose. Now, you have different options. We have to find the domain name to see if it's even available. Now, what I tell my students is I like to look at a domain name like a piece of land, okay? So if you live in a neighborhood, you might see a piece of land and you're like, wow, I sure like that piece of land. I would love to buy a home, build a house on that. And from there, raise a family, do whatever, retire, whatever you want to do, okay? A domain name is like that piece of land, okay? So just like if there was only one piece of land that anybody could come and purchase, a domain name is the same way. Once somebody that buys that domain name, you're out of luck, right? So just like if you have your own name, if you ever plan to use your own name, this is a bonus tip right here, okay? So if you have kids or if you have, as we are online, people Google you, people look you up. If you can buy your own domain name, even if you're not going to use it, you can always use your own domain name as a resume, right? So if if you choose your name.com and then put your resume on that, even if it's just one page, that's going to help you so much in the future, okay? Super bonus tip for you, okay? So think of the domain name like a piece of land. As soon as somebody buys it, you can't buy it now. And now you're stuck with getting the .nets, .orgs, .biz, .co, whatever, and it gets weird after that, okay? So focus on .com if possible, okay? So on your piece of paper, write down names. What do you want to call yourself? Okay, well, maybe if you're in Colorado here, you might be like, I want to be coloradopainting.com. Well, maybe painting's taken, so we need to have coloradopainters.com, Colorado whatever, maybe painterscolorado.com, whatever, keep on going down the list, okay? Just create a good list of, it may even take 50 different names that you really enjoy, and maybe put a star next to ones that you really like. Now, once we have our domain name ideas, we need to see if they're available. Now, this is where the fun plus the frustrating part comes, okay? Because you might have a domain name idea and every single one that you choose is taken. And then you're really stuck then, right? Because you're really trying to add variables and different things, and it makes it a lot harder, okay? So I'm going to show you something here. We're going to actually go, I'm going to show you here real quick. If you go to my website, chrisheidlebaugh.com, if you go over here to resources, this will be what you'll use throughout this course here, okay? Okay, so over here, if you go down here, you'll see that I have a variety of different affiliates and people I work with. These are people that I trust and I use, okay? So we can look at domain names. There's also web hosting, WordPress blog themes, and WordPress themes for businesses. If you get more advanced where you really want to be number one in your industry, you can use some of these SEO tools. And if you want to create YouTube stuff, you need graphic stuff, things like that, okay? But if you're looking just for a domain name, just to buy it now, maybe you're not going to build a website today. You're going to buy a domain name now, sit on it for a couple years, and then you might build a website later on, or you don't want your competition to get it. This is a good place to go. So you can click on GoDaddy with my affiliate link. So once you're here, now you can go to, we can search. So it says find your perfect domain name, okay? So we can just type in whatever we want. Now, for the sake of this video, I teach digital marketing to DIYers, okay? So I'm going to type in digital marketing for DIYers instead of to DIYers, just for fun. Okay, so we can see it is available. It is a long domain name, but that's still okay. So we have digital marketing for DIYers.com, and we can purchase it for $11.99. But the key is if you actually click on my my link, you can actually get it for 99 cents. So it works out pretty good. So anyways, after we look for our domain name, we can see if it's here. But that's too easy because I've already kind of prepped that, okay? So let's just do this from scratch, okay? So let's say that you're going to be a business. Let's say you are TexasPlumbers.com. Now this might actually exist, but it lets you know that you can buy this domain name for $4,694. Now, why I like using GoDaddy because it lets you know some of the alternatives. We can get texasplumbers.org, .live, .usa, and again, that's why I'm like, you can get so frustrated with all this, is just stick with the .coms, okay? So Texas Plumbers are taken. So let's do Texas Plumber. This one's $19,000, a little bit out of our price range, right? So let's try Texas Plumbing. So this means that somebody has it already, okay? We can get texasplumbing.net, but again, we really want to try to stick with the .com as much as possible. So maybe you have, you want to do something else. So maybe it's Texas, Plumbing LLC, and you can buy it for $11.99. Now, I'm not saying 100% that you want to use LLC, but maybe it's the only option you have, right? Maybe you're in such a strong competitive industry that that's the only way that you can do anything. And so it might be that, there's options like that, or maybe My Texas Plumber, and automatically does .com. So My Texas Plumber is already taken. And again, I mean, you could spend a lot of time trying to just figure out a domain name, right? So if we do, Texas. Now, some people do the hyphen, okay? So they'll do like Texas-plumber.com. And it actually is for sale, but I want to steer you far away as possible for any type of hyphens, okay? Don't even worry about a hyphen. Go straight for without it, okay? And I know I've been doing these with spaces, but you can see they put together, okay? So let's do Texas. Okay, so maybe Texas is too big. Let's do Dallas. Dallas Plumbing, which I guarantee is taken. Okay, so Dallas Plumbing is taken, okay? But we can try LLC. And that one is available. Now, granted, you have to make sure, though, I mean, there's different things. Are you going to be sending all of your customers to dallasplumbing.com? Because people are not used to putting LLC, So there's different things that you can, it's just going to take time to figure out which one that you want to use. So again, back to my original, digital marketing for DIYers. Okay, so I can see it is available. Again, using my coupon code here, if you click on this, you get it for like 99 cents or $1, whatever it is at the time. And, every year, I'm looking at 15 bucks. It's fine. Okay, so even if I don't use this right now, I can use this later on. So let's try a different one. Okay, so maybe you're in Colorado like I am. And let's say you do salon stuff. Okay, you're a barber maybe. Okay, so barber, Colorado barber. We can see coloradobarber.com is available. Okay, and maybe that's your business name. And now this is something that we're just messing around with. You can just type in whatever what do you want to tell people your website is about, right? And it's one of those things where you can get some of these other ones if you want. That way your competition don't buy them up. And that's content for a whole nother video. You can definitely do a video on that. But we're just trying to get you established online first, okay? So yes, your domain is available. Buy it before somebody else does. And that's how simple it is. People can buy these up. So even if you say, well, Chris, again, I'm not going to build a website right now. Go ahead and get your domain name. It's extremely, extremely popular. Popular and just important, okay? Because these, once they're gone, right? And there's people that make a business of buying these and sitting on them, and then selling back to you for like those ones we saw that are $2,000, $3,000 a piece kind of thing, okay? So this is just a step, just play around and find one that's available. You don't necessarily have to buy one from here because we're going to use that in the next step, okay? But we need to find out a domain name, and this is a good way, okay? And, something that's going to really, really help you. Now, of course, on my YouTube channel, I talk about other ways that you can make this even further because you may want social media profiles, say like for Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever is popular. It's one of those things where maybe you may want to get, go all in and you're going to get social media profiles and things like that. So you can also, I have some videos on this, but I'll take you to a website real quick. It's called 𝗦𝗫CHK, 𝗦𝗫CHK.com. So for an example, we'll take that same thing. So we'll put Colorado Barber. And we're going to search for it. And what you're going to see is, like we just saw, the .com, the .net, this stuff is available, okay? But we see the Facebook's taken, the Twitter's taken, but we can do YouTube, Instagram, Google+, Reddit. A lot of them are available, okay? So it's one of those things where, you know, you can kind of weigh out how extensive you want to get with this. And I don't want to stress you out with this. I want this to be a very simple step-by-step video, but it would be unfair for me not to tell you some of the consequences by not looking at some of the other stuff. Because again, what if you are going to be your name and then you realize that somebody else already has your name on these other platforms or different things? You might say, well, Chris, I'd rather get a name that I can get Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat or whatever else is popular for the day at the same time, right? And so that's why it's kind of important to use a tool like this. It's free, doesn't cost anything. But again, I don't want to confuse you. If you stick with the GoDaddy and you just type in different, you know, variations of a domain name or what you would like to be called, it'll really help you in the long run. Find one that really works for you. And again, I know you think I'm kidding about maybe possibly writing down 50 domain names, but it might actually take that many to find one that you really like. And don't get all like romantic about it either, okay? So you might find one that you're like, oh, that's the one. I've been searching 75 of them and that's the only one that's available. Don't fall in love with it right away. Let it kind of, you know, wait, you know, think about it for a little bit. Maybe ask some friends. Ask 5 friends. Say, hey, I'm thinking about building a website. And this guy, Chris, told me to ask 5 people about this domain name. When you hear this domain name, what does it sound like to you? People are like, well, you know, it sounds like this or that. Maybe write it out on a piece of paper. This is another big tip, okay? Write out your domain name on a piece of paper, whatever you want to call your website. Write it down on a piece of paper and put all the words together, no spaces or anything, and see if you can come up with any words in between it. Now, the reason why I say that is because historically there's been some websites that didn't intend to be adult content or anything weird like that, but their domain name, even though it sounded completely fine, when you smushed it all together, the words together, the letters together, it actually formed other words within a domain name. So it kind of can give that a weird thing. So maybe write it out, make sure it sounds good, make sure you tell people, you know, say, ask 5 people, say, hey, what do you think about this domain name? And again, you can email me and say, Chris, what do you think about this? Right? So that's how easy it is to pick a domain name. Even though it sounds hard, it is, you know, find a good domain name. Again, you don't have to buy it from GoDaddy right away. The reason why I bring up GoDaddy and stuff is because you can check what's available, what's not available. And if you want to buy it right now and then build your website in, say, 6 months, at least you have the domain name, and then you can feel just a sense of confidence that, hey, I have it, nobody else is going to take it, and that works out good. And if you find a domain name right now and you're like, okay, Chris, I already know my domain name, I know it's available, then we'll use it on the next step when we get our web hosting. So I'll see you over there. Okay, so now we should have a domain name idea, okay? So maybe you went to GoDaddy, you looked at some domain name ideas and you found some good ones. Maybe you purchased one because you're going to say, okay, you know, you're going to come back in 6 months and build your website. That's great. Again, please, please, please think of this as real estate, okay? So as soon as your domain name's gone, it's gone, okay? So you have a domain name idea. Now we need to build our website, right? And this is where the fun begins, okay? So we need web hosting. Now, web hosting is basically a company or a place that has servers, okay? Maybe a big warehouse or whatever full of servers, computers, okay? So they have a bunch of computers, and they store all of your images, your blog posts, your logos, your contact information on servers, okay? So then when people go to your domain name, they give them that information that they have on their servers. And that's why you need a web host, okay? So it's very simple and it's very inexpensive. And so what I like about this whole video and this whole process is we're doing it for like super inexpensive, okay? So, I mean, because here's an example. What if I told you that we could build this whole entire website for less than 70 bucks, okay? And that's the whole key concept of this, is because if you're getting quotes of like $1,000, I mean, one of my clients, I swear to you, one of my clients paid $13,000 for a website. And the reason why is because somebody swooped in and told them how they're great where they were and they're in their industry and they're going to get them all this money and rank #1. And it was all lies. It was a scam. Seriously. Okay. So even if you spend $100 on this, I mean, seriously, $100 and you're doing it yourself. So when something breaks, you can fix it. Okay. Or if you want to change something, you don't have to wait, you know, 2 days, 2 weeks or whatever for your webmaster or somebody to help you out. You're taking care of this yourself. And that's why you are a digital DIYer, right? So we're going to build the website now, okay? So we're going to head over to 𝗤𝗲𝗄𝗏.com, my website. We're going to click on resources. And again, these are my affiliates, and I appreciate your support here. Okay, it all costs the same. Nothing's different for you. And so what we're looking at here is the web hosting. Okay, now I chose Bluehost because they're inexpensive. They have WordPress for free, plus you get email accounts, so your business can look professional. So instead of having like AOL or Gmail or Yahoo or MSN or Hotmail or whatever like that people may use for their email, it's going to be whatever you want, like your name at yourwebsite.com. Now that looks professional, and that's going to set you, far above your competition, right? So you can click on that Bluehost, and I'll meet you over there on their website. And basically, this is where we sign up. Okay, so we're going to just click on. We get a free domain name. So that's what I was saying. If you're going to buy, you don't have to buy the domain name with GoDaddy. If you're going to use it right away, then it's not a big deal. Okay, you can just we'll skip the the GoDaddy step and we'll go right to Bluehost. Okay, but what I like about using with GoDaddy is you get the opportunity to see what's available, what's not available, and things like that. That way you're not wasting so much time. Okay, so but on that note, if it's something where you're going to build a website 6 months, 2 months, 10 days from now, go ahead and buy the domain name now. It's completely fine. Okay, but let's just say you went to GoDaddy, used it as a tool to see what's available. Okay. So you said, Chris, I'm going to build this website tonight. You just started this video. We're going to build this website tonight. You went to GoDaddy. You saw the domain name that you wanted is available. Okay. You didn't buy it. We're good. Now we're going to buy it now when we get our web hosting. Okay. So we're going to click on Get Started Now. And we're going to choose the different packages you can choose from. Again, you can see how it's so inexpensive. Okay. But just for the sake of this video, I want to keep it cheap for you. Okay. So we're just going to do the basic plan, $295. We're going to click yes. Okay. Now this is where we're going to put in our domain name. Now, granted, if you've already done research on this, then again, I know I keep saying the same thing, but domain names are so important. Okay. If you already have your domain name, you already know what you're going to put here. Okay. And so say for an example, you have two options. You can buy a new domain name here, or you can transfer a domain name. Okay. It's very simple. No big deal. Okay. So it's one of those things where with a new domain name, we're just going to buy it with our web hosting. If you already have a domain name, it means that you already purchased one through GoDaddy or another company, and then you're just going to transfer it or point it over to your web host. And I won't confuse you. It's like DNS servers and things like that. So it's nothing too hectic or anything. Okay. But we're just going to keep it simple, and we're going to go with a new domain name. So I'm going to choose my digital marketing one, marketing. Let me finish. Digital marketing for DIYers. And granted, it is a little bit long domain name, but this is just for educational purposes and stuff. No big deal. Okay. We're going to click next. And then from there, we just fill in our information. Okay. And this is where, you can put in your, all of your information you need to put. And now when you get to here at the bottom, you have a choice. Okay. Now you can really look at some of the different options here. Okay. So I kind of want to walk you through these. Okay. So basically you're going to put in your contact information, your account information, and then you're going to choose your plan. Now, the thing is, you can do, 12 months, you can do 24, 36, 60 months, however long that you want to go. Okay. So if you want to do 6 months, then we're looking at $65. Okay. So again, less than $70. You can have a website for an entire year, right? And you're getting your domain name too. So, I mean, man, it's a win-win situation. So looking at some of the stuff, we have domain name privacy. Now, domain name privacy is where you can read some of this information too, but basically your domain name is going to say who the owner is. So if you're trying to stay private, you don't want people to know who you are, then you may want to choose that. But for the most part, I mean, who's going to contact you? Okay. It might be a little bit of spam here and there, but for the most part, it's really nothing crazy. Now, if you're doing something that you don't want people to know what your website's about, and granted, that's on you. I mean, if you have an adult related website, or if you have something that's possibly not the most legal thing, or maybe you're giving opinions that you don't want people to know who you are. Maybe you have, for an example, you're going to write novels and you want to use a fake name, then you may want to use your, hide who owns the website too, because people can put, 2 and 2 together kind of thing. Okay. So site lock security, this is just things that, again, if, you can read more information about, if you want to, if you're selling products, if you're doing different things, spam monitoring, things like that. Okay. Again, there's upsells, that's just what they are. I usually don't even worry about, I don't worry about some of the stuff. And sometimes they'll pop up something and say, hey, we'll do something for free. Okay. So we see that after everything, we just saved $42.44. So our total today would be $65.40 to get started, right? Now, granted, yours might be a little bit different based on whatever special is going on. This could be just a New Year's special. Maybe you're watching this later on and it actually might be cheaper, right? The best deal, of course, if you do the 3 years, okay? So if you do 3 years at 36 months, we're looking at, we're saving $181, right? So for 3 years, you could have a website for $106.20 as of this video, and that works out excellent, right? So basically, other than paying for your domain name, it's one of those things where you're set for the next 3 years, right? You can do whatever you want. So basically, you can choose whatever plan you want, whatever you feel comfortable with, enter in your credit card information, hit submit, and then I'll see you on the other side. So, I mean, we're ready to build our website now, right? So, it says, congratulations. You can get different things. Again, just like with anything, I mean, they're keeping their prices low. They're trying to give a few upsells here and there just to try to make a little bit extra money. But again, we're keeping it cheap. We're building this website for inexpensive, but it's going to bring you a lot. Return on investment is going to be through the roof this way, okay? So you can simply click no thanks. Okay, so we have our web hosting. It was congratulations. We're all welcome. What'll happen now is they'll send you an email with like a welcome package, kind of let you know a few things about your account. What we need to do first is create a password. So they'll let you know right here, create a password for your account. So you'll create a password that way you can log in and everything like that. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to create a password. All you have to do is go in here and simply, add a password. Okay, they might ask you to make it pretty secure, so maybe you have to use specific characters or something. Maybe uppercase, lowercase, things like that. Maybe a couple numbers. And once you have that, you can read the terms of service, whatever you want, and click next. Okay, so what's so great about this working with Bluehost, and again, it's so super cheap, okay, is that it automatically installs WordPress for you, okay? So you don't have to worry about the technical stuff. We're just going to get right into this right away, okay? Now, they give you some free options, some free themes right away. Again, you can go back to my website here, and you can look at blog themes and WordPress themes as you get it advanced, okay? But we're going to keep this very simple. We're going to keep this super simple. And what we're going to look through, okay, is they have, some themes that can inspire you. And you can look through some of the themes that you kind of like. But one of them that I use for a lot of clients is Astra. Okay, so write this down, A-S-T-R-A. And if you don't see it in this section, go ahead and just skip this and then come back to it, okay? But we're going to use, if you see this option, go ahead and get this one because it's super top notch, okay? But if you don't see it, go ahead and skip it, okay? But since it's here, we're going to use this theme. This is nice, setting up WordPress for you. And that's how simple. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to worry about databases. You don't have to worry about SQLs and PHP admins and all these things. And I know that stuff probably doesn't make any sense to you, and that's fine because I don't want you to know about that stuff. I mean, it's good to know, granted, but you don't need to know the technical stuff. You just need to know how to get online, right? We're trying to save you money. We're trying to get you online. You don't need to know all the details about every single little thing, right? And so once this is set up, we're going to have a nice looking WordPress theme. And what I like too about using this Astra theme is it comes with demos. And with the demos, you can do an import of a demo and you just fill in the blanks. Okay. Now you could build a website from scratch, but again, I want you to be able to build a website in like 30 minutes and be ready to start promoting it and get people calling your business, things like that. Okay. So once it starts that theme, it's going to install it for us. And again, if you don't see a theme or something, don't worry about it. You can't break that. Okay. We can always install a theme later on. So even if you don't see that page or, you hit skip screen on accident or whatever, don't worry about it. Never a big deal. Okay. So now it says all done and we're going to start building. Okay. So the little bar you saw at the top there, just let us know that, when you sign up a new domain name, it could take, an hour, 2 hours or however long to get everything to work in line. Okay. So here we are. We are on our WordPress website, but because this chapter is just about web hosting, we know that everything's working. We're good to go. And so in the next chapter, we're going to actually start building our website. Stay tuned. Okay, so real quick, we're going to jump in to make sure that we got a confirmation that our credit card went through and everything's good. So we're going to jump on to whatever email that you use to sign up. And we're just going to make sure that we have a welcome email from Bluehost. And sure enough, I have a welcome to Bluehost email. and lets me know all my FTP information, account information, things like that, things that you're going to need in the future, okay? And this helps you maybe save this, maybe bookmark it, whatever you need to do to be able to go back to it later on. Okay, so here we are. We're ready to build our website now, okay? So up to this point, I think it's been pretty simple. I hope that you've been following along. Everything's been going pretty good. Hopefully I haven't been too distracting or too all over the place for you. I get really excited about this stuff, right? And I'm excited to see you succeed. I hope that you'll send me an email, in a year and say, Chris, man, your help has made me where I could build my own website. I saved $2,000 because I didn't have to pay somebody to build my own website. It's great, right? So once we back on our website here, we have a couple options, and they try to help you being as easy DIY as possible, okay? And if you don't need help, again, most of the stuff says, I don't need help. You know what you're doing. That's completely fine, okay? But maybe this is, they're going to give you cues to kind of help you, okay? Is this website going to be for personal or business use? Well, we're going to use it for business, right? Great. Well, what's our website title name going to be? Well, it's going to be whatever you want it to be. So mine's going to be Digital Marketing for DIYers, okay? And what's the site description? Like, what is, if I was to tell somebody what the description of the website is, what would it be, okay? Well, I help, I teach digital marketing to DIYers. Oops. There we go. And spell. There you go. So basically this is letting you know, like, what's your title going to be of your website. And this stuff is really not that important, but it still is at the same time, especially when you're just starting out. As you get into optimizing your website, you might change this quite a bit. So no big deal. Okay, this gets you started. Okay, let's launch digital marketing for DIYers. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, so some of this gets kind of crazy where it just shows, like, do you want to put your blog posts and things like this, and we're gonna skip some of the stuff. I want to get into the meat and potatoes here, okay? So if it says connect to WordPress.com, don't worry about any of this. Let's just skip out of this. We're just gonna get out of all of this for now, okay? We'll just close out of it, and then we're good to go. Okay, we're gonna close out of this stuff. I don't want to be. There we go. Okay, so now let's go to. We're gonna go to our go to appearance, okay, and click on themes. And now we're going to look to make sure that we have our WordPress theme installed. And here it is, 𝗲𝗲, okay? So we can take a glimpse at it. And again, you're like, well, Chris, this isn't what I want my website to be about. No problem. We're gonna fix it up, I promise you, okay? So first thing we're going to do is I want you to go over to your plugins, okay? We're going to click on plugins and install plugins. And again, some of this stuff, they just got stuff everywhere. That's the downside with staying a little cheap is, again, they're trying to make their money anywhere they can. So what we're going to look for is we're going to click on Add New, okay? So we're going to click on Add New, and now we're going to search for something. And I want you to type in this, 𝗲𝗲, A-S-T-R-A, and you could probably just click Enter, okay? And what you're going to see here, and these might be different based on the plugins, whatever they put out, okay? You'll see this one that says 𝗲𝗲 Starter Sites. Go ahead and click Install Now, okay? It'll say installed. Now we're going to click activate. And then what's going to happen is it's going to give you starter websites. So again, we're just jumping the gun. We're putting the cart before the horse. We really are. We're going to have demo content ready for us, and then we just have to fill in the blanks. That's how simple it's going to be. And again, you can have a nice looking website that looks good. And the thing is, it's just going to be super simple. Okay. Okay, so now let's go back over to, let's see, what do we want to click on? Let's go to plugins again. And now let's go to our 𝗲𝗲 starter sites and click See Library. Now this is going to show you the available sites you have. Now, one thing that comes up here is if this comes up for you, sometimes it doesn't, is you have an option up here between Beaver Builder and Elementor, okay? Now I've worked with both of them, and honestly, I like Elementor. Now you can play around with them, but if you trust me, then let's go with Elementor, okay? Now what is going to happen is this is going to let you know what you can choose from, okay? So as you see, we have a bunch of different websites here, and some of these are premium, but a lot of them that are nice are also free, okay? So here's the thing here, okay? So obviously if you see like this, probably this dark blue up top, it's going to be for, if you're going to, purchase it, they're probably going to, say that, up here, you have to purchase it and, it probably costs $50 kind of thing. Okay. I don't know exact pricing. I guess we could find out just for fun. Let's see what it costs here. Drum roll. So we're looking at, okay, so $60 a year or so. Unless you're an agency, you can get a better price. Okay. So either way, we're not going that route. We're staying free. I'm trying to keep you underneath that $70. Actually, we're underneath $65 right now. Okay. Or whatever, $65.40. So either way, good to go, right? So let me go back to that real quick. Okay, let's go back to, library. Okay. Select our builder. We're going to do Elementor. Okay. Okay, so we have different ones. So by looking at this, the ones that have the dark bold up top is meaning that we need to have a premium plugin. So we have or the premium edition, so we have to pay for it. Okay, so the free ones. We're looking at the free ones. Okay, so here's and look at this with an open mind. Okay, so here's like this first one's a coach one. Okay, so let's look at it, and we can demo it and see what it looks like. So here's an example. I could change my website to this, okay? It could be a picture of me. It could be like, I help you with whatever. You can change this stuff, okay? But maybe it's you. Maybe you are a motivational speaker and you're like, hey, this is my brand. This is who I am, right? Maybe it's a business and maybe you're just like, hey, I'm an accountant and here's a picture of you, or here's a picture of you and some of your, your other accountants with you, okay? It doesn't have to, think with this with an open mind, like, what can you imagine there? And if you go to other websites, you know what you like and what you don't like, right? But what's nice about this is that it's super simple, right? You can, these different images, it's all changeable, okay? You can change any of this stuff, okay? And, I coach, I speak, I write. Maybe you say I coach, I speak, I do workshops, and different things like that. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can do here, okay? Okay, so there's one theme. Here's another motivational speaker. Here's a furniture store. Okay, so let's look at this one. This one, again, is one you have to purchase, okay? But maybe you're like, hey, it's worth the $60, right? And you can fill in your content. And we can look here. Let's look for a good one here, okay? Okay, so we have, let's look at this bold style setter one. Oops. Let's go back real quick. Okay, so this one's for a barber. Now, again, I was talking about that Colorado barber. I mean, this could be a big thing, right? So again, here's a barber shop. We're focused on whatever, a good call to action. Okay. And I talk SEO and call to actions, user experience, things like that. And on some of my other channels, again, we're just trying to get you set up. Okay. Definitely follow me if you want to learn more about this stuff. Okay. But it could be an image of you with your clients, and this could be male or female. This is not just based on one thing. And then we have just imagine, you could fill in the blank with whatever you want here. Okay. This could be a great looking website, right? And it works out great. We have home decoration, a year in review stuff. Again, some of these are paid, no big deal. Don't stress out about it. But here's a car repair one. Okay, this one's a great one. You can change these colors. So if you don't like this color, we can change it to another one. But maybe you do automotive repair. You can set this up to be a car. It could be your crew. It could be whatever. I've actually used this for other companies, and I've changed whatever this stuff is to other industries and stuff. It works out great because I really like the forms to be able to call people. It works out great. Okay, so then we got, let's see, we've got residential and commercial cleaning. Let's check this one out. Okay, so again, maybe you don't do commercial cleaning, but maybe you do something that you really like the colors of this, and you're like, man, I really like this one, right? Again, you can change this stuff to make it fit your needs, your website, whatever. And these have other pages too. So it's not just a home page, right? We could, make this however you want to look. Okay, this is, we have pet services. here's a great one here, okay? Gardening and landscaping, okay? Again, you can switch this up. You can put your own image here. Maybe you do some, mowing, and you want to have a picture of a mower here, and you have nice stuff here. And what's great about this stuff is, it's mobile responsive, so your website's going to look good not only on smartphones but on tablets and laptop computers and desktops, but it's also fast. The reason why, and I'm telling you this stuff, is because this theme, for an example, this Astra theme, is super lightweight. Okay, you can even go to their website, you can research them, whatever. It's super lightweight, which means the faster your website loads, the faster people are going to find you. Okay. Oops, I went too far. Yep. Okay, let me go back up here. Okay, so we looked at the landscaping, construction. Okay, so we're getting to some more of the free ones here. So we have restaurant, weddings, fitness trainer. Check out this one here. So this is a lawyer website, okay? And has lawyer stuff, okay? But you know what? This looks kind of familiar, I mean, I kind of see this before. It's because, oh, that's right, because I'm using that theme. And it's one of those things, I believe in teaching people, like teaching what I preach kind of thing, is I took a lawyer's website and I built it into a digital marketing website, okay? And that's the thing, is that people visit my website and they, for the most part, have no idea that this website was ever a lawyer's website. And that's how simple it is, okay? You can make this into whatever you want to do with it, okay? It just depends on how much you want to, add to it, right? Okay, so we got that. And it was we have dental. Okay, we have plumbing. This is one of my favorite ones here. And it's because this stuff rolls in. It's for electricians, but this could be construction, okay? This could be any kind of service that you want. It can be, this stuff, right? I mean, this just works super good. So just for the sake of this, we're going to do this one, okay? Let's just say that you are an electrician and you want to build a company website as an electrician, right? We're going to go ahead and use this one. So when you find the theme that you like through these demo ones, and they're always adding new ones, okay? You simply go here to install plugins, okay? And you'll see this using a contact form as installing Elementor, okay? Now, once it's completed, it'll say import this site. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to change our entire website. So we're going to go from being nothing to actually having this as our website. But just so that you know what we're working with, just real quick, I'm going to show you what we have right now. Okay, so this is our website now, right? It's blah, it's plain, it's nothing, right? And one of the other things is when I watch some other videos of people showing people how to build a website and things like that, this is kind of where people brought them to, right? Like, this is a page and we're going to just add some content, and we want a website, right? We want this to get going. Time is money, and we got to get this going, right? So we're going to go back to that theme. Okay. So since we already imported the plugins, again, I just wanted to show you what we're working with, just so you know that I'm not making something up here or something. Okay. We're simply going to click on import the site. It'll let you know that it's going to overwrite anything you have. So if you already have content, if you already have stuff on your website, so if you already have an existing website and now you're trying to do this, it's going to replace most of your stuff, if not all of it, okay? You probably keep pages and stuff, but it's going to look a little different, so you're going to have to fix some stuff. But if it's a brand new website, nothing to worry about. Click OK, and now you'll see that down here, the little spinning icon is working. And now we just wait till it's completed. So once this is done, then in the next chapter, we're going to actually start working on building our new website. Okay, so we're all done. So we see that once it's completed, it'll say done, view site, okay? So let's do that. Let's see what our website looks like. And here we are. So this is our official, brand new, our own website, right? And I mean, we can change anything on this page, okay? We can make it ourselves. But here's the whole catch is we just jumped way ahead, okay? I mean, somebody could charge you like $1,000 just to do this right here, and you just did it for free. Or just don't even worry about the web hosting, okay? The web hosting is like, some Starbucks and stuff, here and there for like a month or two or whatever, It's one of those things where, or for a nice dinner out, okay, you just have a website ready, okay? And you're putting in the time, you're putting in the sweat, you're putting in whatever, right? And so now we're going to try to customize this some, okay? Now, again, this is a rough draft. You can make it whatever you want to make it, okay? So the thing that's nice about it is with using Elementor. Elementor makes it where it's like a page builder, they call it, okay? So a page builder is the page that we're on right here. So if I notice up here, it says edit with Elementor. So if I click on this, now we are going to get this, box to show up, and we can see all of our different aspects, okay? Now, this can seem very overwhelming at first, but I'm going to give you a safety net real quick right up front, okay? If for some reason you click on something and it gets all haywire, okay? Or you move a box, in the wrong position, and you're like, oh man, what just happened? Okay. You go down here to a little history thing, and you can simply click, to one of the last things you did, and it puts it back for you, okay? And as a double safety net, if you make changes and the whole thing crashes or does something weird, just simply like exit out of it, okay? Or just don't save it. Whatever you do, just don't save it. As long as you don't save it, it's not going to save it for you, okay? So you can simply just like, I just want out of here, and just start backing out, or whatever you need to do. Just exit the dashboard. Okay, great. I'm not saving anything. I'm back to where I need to be, okay? So let's go back to the home page. And now again, we can start working on this page by page, okay? So starting with the home page, if we click on Edit with Elementor, okay, we start seeing that these boxes, okay? Now, if you notice up here, we don't have boxes because this is a different control than what's on the page. What we see in the top, this is called our header, okay? Okay, so then if we go down to the bottom here, we have our footer, where we can add, information and stuff like that. And so this is what they consider global content. So global, thinking of wide, right? So with global, you're looking at your entire website, not just per page, okay? So as you can see, when I hover over this stuff, you can see the bars change, things change. But this is more of an on-page builder, okay? So we're changing the stuff on page where the logo and the menu items and stuff, these things typically stay the same throughout every page. So those are, again, they're considered global, and we'll change those in a different place, okay? So to break these down, basically how you use these is if you hover over, they tell you what they are, okay? So I hover over the first one, it says edit section. Then it says duplicate section. It says add section, save section, and remove section, okay? So just to be fair, kind of show you how this works again, okay? So say I accidentally clicked remove section. Oh, it just fell apart. My website looks horrible now, right? All you have to do is go back to this history, go back, click it, and now it's back up, okay? So again, as long as you're not saving anything, you're doing okay. But now I feel confident I could save this and I'd be good, okay? So let's start working on some of this, okay? So for an example, the first thing would be a call to action. So somebody lands on your website, you want to tell them right away within the first 7 seconds, what is my website about? What do you sell? What do you preach about? What do you consult about? Whatever you do, what's your business about? That's what you want to tell people. You want to hook them, right? And give them some sort of call to action. So a call to action is we have two of them on this first page here, okay? We have a contact form where people can sign up. And then we also have a know more button where people can, get to know you more or whatever. And you can change the stuff, okay? So it's not like it's set in stone. And that's what's nice about using a demo is you can find the colors and things that you like, and most of the work's already done. You just got to fill in the blanks, okay? So for an example, so let's go to this one. And if we just let the mouse stay on it, we'll see it says edit widget, duplicate widget, or remove widget. And we're just going to edit widget. So we're just going to click on that. And now this box on the left-hand side pops open, okay? So from this spot here, what we're looking at is when it comes to, it lets us change whatever's in this area here. Now you can also click on it, okay? And you can click on it, but I like kind of going over to the box here. So when it comes to reliability, we are the one you need. And we put, let's just change this up, put, let's see, Colorado's #1 electrician company. So what we did there is we changed the title, or we changed the call to thing to Colorado's #1 electrician company. Okay. And it might sound weird, so we can put, we'll change it up. We'll put electric company. And again, we can change over here too. Okay. Helps if I spell it correctly. There we go. There we go. So again, that's what's kind of nice with using some of this stuff. It has autocorrect and you can kind of tell what's going wrong, right? Okay, so we have Colorado's #1 electrical company, but maybe I don't like how it looks there, okay? So we can take it and, we can go and we can put a space, another space, and now we have Colorado's #1 electrical company. We're like, wow, I just don't know if I like that. Well, over here, you can look at other stuff, okay? We can center it. Okay, there we go. Colorado's #1 electrical company. Okay, that looks pretty good. And you can do even more with this, okay? You can go to style, and you can go to typography for an example. And now you can change the sizes, right? You can make this, it's very simple to use, very easy. And after you get your feet wet, you'll see that this is the way to go. I mean, you can build your own website, you can play around with things, you can change the colors, you can, do whatever you want to do, okay? So I like that one, okay? That works pretty good. So then maybe we want to put something about us. So we go down to the next box we can check. Now again, you notice that this little light blue line goes around the boxes that we can change, okay? The gray boxes does columns, okay? So edit columns, and then these are just the content or widgets inside of the columns, okay? So we have Colorado's #1 electrical company. Then we go down to here, and they just put demo text here, but we can change it, okay? So we're going to click on this, and again, we can click on this, or we can just click on the box, okay? So if I click on that box, it pulls up. If you click on this box, it pulls that up, okay? So from here, maybe put something else. Maybe put serving Colorado Springs, Denver, Parker, and surrounding areas. Great. And again, if we want, we can make that aligned in the center. And then we have our button here, okay? So know more. Okay, well, we want people to know more about us, so we can click on this button if we want, and it pops up over here. And this allows us to give a link, so we might want to put like /contact will be our page, okay? And then we want to put whatever the word says. So we see type, we can put, different options here, but default's usually good because we want to stay the same. We go to text, so instead of no more, maybe get quote. Okay, great. Over here, we have request a callback, and this is where we can start, changing some of this information. Please complete the form. Maybe we don't want request callback. We want request, or actually, let's do schedule service. Great. So we can work on something like that. Works out excellent. And these are things that we can, these will be on the back end. So this is a contact form. So you see here it says contact form 7. So we'll work on some of this on the back end, no problem. And again, you just go one by one. Maybe you don't like, obviously you want to change the text. Maybe you don't like where its location is, okay? So find the one, so we can see that this dotted line is the main box. This little line's inside of it, okay? So if we take this, we can actually drag it by just holding our mouse down. I'm left click. I'm not even, I'm left clicking and pulling it up. Okay. And we can move it wherever we want to move it. Okay. So over here, we have some more text, but say we want to have some more text like this. Okay. We can take this where we have edit widget. We can change whatever we're putting here. But say for an example, we want to duplicate it. So we duplicate it, where it'll say duplicate widget. Now we take this, okay, grab the side of it, and then roll it down. Now I see how that blue bar lines up. It allows you to move it, okay? But we can see right here we have a space. So they automatically give us a space. So what we can do is, so that we're even, we can duplicate that space and now move it down so we have an equal amount, okay? And again, there's a lot of documentation, and of course you can always ask me questions too, no big deal. So you might say, well, Chris, some of these things have pictures that I don't want. I don't want to be this guy. I want to be somebody different. Great. You simply go up here to again, you can roll over everything with this and you can see what it does. Edit widget. So go here, you can delete it, but if we click on it, we can go to upload file, so you can upload your own image of your own workers or whatever you want. You can do media library. We can go to select file, and you can change whatever you want, Okay, so from here, you can upload your own images of yourself, your workers, whatever you want. A media library. You can, look through your own, whatever you may have already, uploaded or whatever. Okay, you can put that, any image in here that you want, things like that. Okay. As we go down, things get a little bit more complicated. As we see here, the image in the background here is farther back, okay? And so we can't click on that. But if we go up here to the corner, we can see edit column, okay? So from this point, we can look at style, and now we see our image. So if we take our image here, we can switch it out with something else, okay? So let's click on a different image, insert media. And now granted, this is the same image as this one, but we can see that how easy it is. It's on the background there, so when we hover over it, we see it changes, okay? Go down here, same kind of concept. We click on an image, we can change the image. Maybe we want to put something a little bit different. Great, we put that, okay? We can change our titles, so if you don't, you click on something, if you don't want to say this, but it's a different service you offer, you can put it there. But what if you only have 3 services and you don't want this other stuff? Just simply go here and click remove. Put the X and you're good. And again, the stuff is so DIY friendly. Just go in there. Maybe you don't want 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗁. Maybe just click on it and put 𝗦𝗽𝗂𝗁 with a question mark. There you go. Maybe some of these little images you don't like, you can remove them. Just simply, hover over it and then click remove widget. It'll let you know, if you notice there, what it says: remove widget, duplicate widget, and edit widget. Okay. And then again, we have more contact forms. You can go in here and you can change your information. You can, if you don't want people to call you, you can remove your phone number. If you don't want them to email you, don't want to visit your location, perfect. And then again, down here, you can add some footer information, such as, any kind of social media links. You can change this one. You can change the logo. Okay. You can add helpful links. You can even embed a map. So that's very simple to start editing pages with this simple setup. So once you make your changes, what we're going to do is we're going to simply go down here to update, or if you click on the side here, you can say save draft or save template. So say you want to save this as a draft. So meaning that, you want to save this currently, but you don't want it to be live, right? You don't want it to be your live website. You're just saving the draft of it. Okay. And then we can save as a template. Now the template makes it where, say you're going to use the same kind of concept or design on a bunch of other pages, or even one other pages, you can go ahead and save this as a template. And then, so if we click save as a template, you can name this whatever. So we can put a homepage sample, maybe. Homepage sample, click save. And now you'll be able to use it for other pages later on if you want to, okay? Okay, so basically once we have our website, our page saved, we're just simply going to click update. And now it's saving and the changes will be live. So now we're just going to go back to the dashboard. So we're going to click on our little icons here and click on exit to the dashboard. Okay, so once we're here, again, it's very basic because we're using a page builder. So with a page builder, we don't really have a lot of back-end stuff. Now this is where, if this is back to WordPress editor, if we click this, we can actually see some of this information. But when you're using the page builder, it's a lot easier just to go ahead and use the page builder because it just makes everything easier to work with, okay? So that is how we get started with this demo content. And in the next section, we're going to get a little bit more advanced with some of the pages. Okay, so what we have here is we're back on our dashboard. And again, this is just for WordPress. This is how we kind of navigate through our website. Okay, so if we click up here, we'll see our little house here. You don't click on the W or these other things, but you can click on the little house. We can click visit site or just click on it. So you'll see that this is actually our website. Okay, so we can see our changes. Colorado's #1 electrical company, and this is what we'd be working with, right? So each one of these takes us to a page. This is our navigation. Okay, right now it says contact us, but we can switch it to say something else. Okay, so basically, we have our about us page. Okay, we have services, frequently asked questions, contact, and we have our phone number. Okay. And again, you can add some of this, you can take some away, whatever you want to do. It's really Just really up to you, okay? So to go back to our dashboard, we simply, just like we came in, we're going to click on digital marketing for DIYers or whatever your name is. We're going to click on that and go back. Okay, so once we're here, let me show you a little bit of what we're working with here, okay? So this is some of our Bluehost, account stuff. Jetpack is just, a plugin. You don't really have to worry about that right now. We have our post. So this is our blog post. This is our media, is our images, pages, comments. So if you get any kind of comments, any kind of contact forms. So like the contact form we're using on the home page, that's there. Appearance, we can set some of our different options here. Any plugins, any users that, including ourselves, that's going to be using our website. Any tools, such as import, export, stuff like that. Any settings, our Elementor, and then some more Bluehost things, okay? So basically, to look at posts real quick, okay? So a post is your blog post. So if you're going to start a blog for your company, this is what it could look like. Basically, it's very simple. It just says you can just start writing and everything looks good. So let's click on the Edit with Elementor again, just so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so we want it to match our website. So again, as we started with, now we actually have some branding. It looks pretty good. And this is where you can just simply, you could start talking, right? And you can start talking about whatever you want to talk about. Everything looks good. But the thing that's nice about this is you can, make it look nice too. So we can add a section, or a template. Now, if we add a section, for example, we could click on, so if you look at these, we have columns. So these are 2 columns, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to put in between them, okay? So we have this here. Now, if we click on our plus in the middle here, we can add widgets. Now, a widget is basically what fills up pages and websites and things like that. And we can do columns inside of our widget. So if we want to break it up, okay, we can do headings, we can do images, text editors, videos, buttons. We can embed a map. I mean, there's a lot of great things here. Okay, so say we want to do an image. So let's bring that image over. Now it says choose your image. Okay, so we're going to go back over here on the left, and we're going to choose our image. And let's just say it's the picture of this one right here. Insert media. Okay. Now it doesn't look really cool because we're at the bottom here. We can grab our column and we can pull it to the side. Okay. Now we have a little bit more of area here, but maybe don't like that either. We can take it and we'll bring it back down here real quick. And you can see like, oh man, I messed it up. It doesn't look good. What's happening here? No problem. Just go back to our corner here. And we can just click on whichever one we want to go back to, and we want to do that one. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is move the whole thing. So we're going to move that up. Where I made the mistake is I clicked on this darker bar here because it's editing the column, and we want the whole thing. Okay. So this is a column, or we want the whole area here. Okay. So we're taking that, and then we're going to move that to the top. Okay. Great. So you can have like your topic. So whatever you're going to talk about here. Then you could have like an image, and you could talk about your product or service, okay? So, I mean, obviously you can tell that it works out very simple, okay? So we can click Update, then we're good. But we want to go ahead and change the page style here. Instead of Hello World, we want to change to something else, okay? So let's go ahead and click on our bars up here, and we're going to go back to Exit to Dashboard. And right here we see where it says that Hello World. So we're going to change it from Hello World to Easy Wiring. Okay. And now over here, we have the options to save. Okay. It's published already. And so that's fine. And then we're going to click Update. And now, right now we're on a temporary domain, but if we click on this, we can see what it looks like. Easy Wiring. So we just changed it. Instead of Hello World, we have our image. And of course, then we would have our content here. Then people leave a comment, whatever, and it works out great. So one of the common things you see here is, how simple it is. It's really kind of, easygoing, and how it's super simple, right? Super just easy. Okay, so now since we looked at the dashboard, let's go ahead and look at some of the other options here. So we kind of looked a little bit about the posts. So posts are like blog posts and things like that. And you might not be even worried about blog posts right now. You just want to worry about pages, which is completely fine. So we have media here. So with media, if you click on media, this keeps all the images for your website. So this is where the demo images are currently. But if you click on Add New, then you have the option to upload files from your computer. So this could be your logo. This could be images of your products. This could be whatever images that you have of your, your technicians, yourself, anything you want. That's where you would add this stuff here, okay? Then we have pages. And pages, this is where our demo pages are, okay? So let's click on the About Us, for example. And again, it seems very bare, but the reason why is because we're using a page builder. Now, if you're doing this all from scratch or using something else, you wouldn't have this option. You would actually see content here, okay? Every WordPress theme is typically a little bit different. Okay, so once this loads, okay, so again, this is the About Us page. And as you see, I mean, again, how easy this is, I'm just scrolling over and I can see this stuff. So if you click on it, you can start editing it directly, okay? But sometimes I really like editing it over on the side, but you can do whatever you want, okay? So instead of About Us, maybe it's About Me. Great. Maybe our company, instead of company profile, it's about company, information. You talk about your stuff. Maybe you've never won an award. You're like, well, Chris, I've never won an award. Great. So let's just say we want to add an image instead. So instead of having these here, let's just click on this widget. And again, all these are little widgets inside of stuff, okay? And the widgets, again, it says search for a widget here, but these are all widgets. So one could be an image widget, one could be a text widget, one could be a button, things like that, okay? So we're going to click on this. We're going to simply remove the widget. And now let's add an image. And when you drag it over, you can see with the dark space where it's going to fit, okay? So we're going to put it underneath this. And now we're going to add our image. And for our image, again, we can choose something very simple. No big deal. We'll just click an image here. Okay, and so instead of accolades, we can put, family first business, whatever you want to put. You can talk about your, this is a tab here, okay? So this means that if somebody clicks on mission, they can read your mission. Vision would be your vision, values. And again, when this stuff opens up, it opens up on the side here. So you can actually go in here, and if you click on it, you can change the values. Again, it's super simple, okay? So we can have a quick contact form, have more images. And again, if you're like, well, Chris, I don't want this here, okay? Great, just click on it, and you can either remove the whole section. Great, now it's gone. No problem. Very simple, okay? Then once you're done working on a page, make sure you go ahead and update the page, and then we're good, okay? Let's go back to the dashboard. And now let's go ahead and click on our website. I'm going to show you where those changes were. So again, here's our main website, and we go to About Us, and we can see we have About Me, Family First Business. We have our different tabs. Simple, easy. We remove that one. Again, very, very just user-friendly. In this video, I want to show you just quickly how you build a page. So if you click on page, you'll see add pages or all pages and add new, okay? So if you look at all of our pages, we can see, we have, our variety of different pages here. So maybe, for example, we have a service page. So again, we'll click on Edit with Elementor. It'll take us to our services page or whatever page you have on your website. And say, for example, this is what it looks like, okay? But here's a big tip. Maybe you don't want to keep creating this every single time. If you go down here again to Save Options and Save as Template, we can save this as, let's put a Services page. Great. So we'll save that. And again, we can change all the stuff, make it whatever we want, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll exit back out of this. And now let's go up here. We can go to Pages and Add New Page. Okay, so now we're starting from scratch. Okay, so maybe we put detail. We'll put detailing. Great. Okay, and of course it's a blank page. We have nothing going on. So let's go ahead and click with Edit with Elementor. And what we're going to do is we're going to see that it's basically a blank page. This is where this comes up where it says Add New Section or Add Template. So we're going to click Add Template. And we have some paid versions and stuff here. Okay, but we're going to go to My Templates. And now we're going to go to the one we just built. Services page, Insert. And now we have the same thing. Now, so we can go in here. We can change this from Services to Detailing. And then start entering in our information. Again, we can change our pictures, make it, and this is how easy it is to kind of build out multiple pages in a lot quicker time. So very simple and very easy. Make sure you click Publish when you're done. And then We can have a look at it. Our page is live, and this is what our live detailing page would look like. Again, super simple, very easy. But one of the biggest things you're probably wondering, like, well, Chris, this is not my logo. I don't want that there. Great, no problem. Go ahead and click on Customize up here, okay? You can also reach that if you go to Appearance and then Customize, okay? Once this happens, you'll get this box that pops up. And we have a few things you notice. Right here, you see like how it's edit this element, okay? This is where we can change the logo. So instead of that logo, we want to change it to something else. So there you go. You see that how simple it was to change the logo. Then we want to click Publish to make the changes. Very easy, very just simple. We click X to exit out of it, and it's going to refresh our website. So let's go click on our website again, and now our logo is changed, okay? So the problem is down here, though, you notice that this one was because it was part of the page that you have to make sure you change this on every page. But you can just tell that, again, that's how simple it is, okay? Another common thing is the menu up here. But before we get to that, I want to show you something here. If you notice, over here, we have a few options, okay? So if we click on this, we can actually change the phone number, okay? We can change the phone number to be your phone number, whatever you want to put, okay? So if you see it says 1-800, whatever, you can put your phone number there, okay? And then we have site identity, okay? So that's where we change our stuff. And again, we have our site title. You might want to change it to something else, okay? The site icon. Sometimes if you notice, like our Bluehost here, you see there's a little dots. For me, you see a picture of me. That's where that information is for the site icon, okay? Then we have layouts. You can change, how wide you want your website to be. The primary header, do you want the logo to be on the side? Do you want it to be in the center? So we change that. Now it's going to be on top of it, okay? Things like that. We have our blog, okay? What kind of content do we want for blog? Do we want to switch stuff? Do we want to have comments, no comments, things like that? We have our sidebar, okay? We have right sidebar, left sidebar, no sidebar, and that's where when we saw our posts, we had that bar information on the side, okay? And of course, we have our footer. Now the footer widget is disabled. So if we add the footer, let's scroll down and we'll see it pop up. And there we go. These are our different footers, so we want to add different information. We can also change our copyright information and powered by whatever information, or remove this and put affiliate stuff, whatever you want to put here, okay? And again, that's how simple. Now, granted, we already have this kind of footer here, so maybe it's just you want to put something else. It's really up to you. Maybe a subscribe button, whatever you want, okay? And then once you're done, make sure you always click Published, or if you don't want to have it, just click X. So the changes will be lost. It's letting you know that, hey, it's going to be lost if we don't change this. Great, no problem. Let's scroll back down. And you see that that information is gone again, okay? No problem. So that's how simple it is to kind of work with your logo, changing the logo, and working with some of the customizing themes with this specific WordPress website. Okay, so here we are again. And this video here, we're going to talk about the contact forms, okay? So comments are basically, you'll get us comments, and you can just see if they're spam, approve them, not approve them, things like that. I honestly turn a lot of comments off just because you do get so much spam. But if we click on contact, now granted, we're using a plugin, so the contact forms, we can see our settings that we have, okay? So we have our hero section and we have our footer section, okay? And we can tell by the contact form ID. So if we go back to our website, and we can see that this is a contact form, okay? And this is our other contact form. So if we go to Edit with Elementor again, and again, this makes it so much easier for you guys, okay? So if we click on this, just click somewhere in the box here somewhere. Let's see. Okay, so we click here, okay? Okay, so if we just click somewhere here in the boxes, we can see that it says enter our short code, and this is our short code, and we can tell that it says ID 133. And that's how we know that hero section inquiry form, that's how we know that this is what it says, okay? So let's go back now. And we're going to go back to contact form, or contact here. And we're going to find that one here. So here it is. Now this is our settings, okay? Now what we want to do is we want to click on mail, okay? This is super, very vital, so you make sure you get all of your stuff, okay? is to make sure you go to here and you actually enter in your email information, okay? So you put in your information here. Sometimes if you put from, it'll tell you to validate, and sometimes it wants where your website comes from to be on the same domain. So it might be you put, webmaster@yourwebsite.com, but it says to, your like sales@yourwebsite.com or whatever. And then for the subject line, we can put, quote, suppose it helps if I quote for services. Works out good. And then what I always do too is in the message body, this email has been sent from the contact form on, and I put header or homepage. That way you kind of know where people are going within your website, okay? Okay, so then, one of the things you'll notice is it has like an error. So I have like, you need to have your from, so it should be sender email does not belong to the site domain. So we're sending this to ourselves, but it's coming from our own website. So it needs to be saying our domain name, but because our website is uploading, okay? That's why you notice it says like box52, whatever, it's temp domains. It's not our real website. So once it's done, this will go away. Man, what I always like to try to do is change your subject to something like quote for service or quote for something or, inquiry. And then, if you can put this email sent from a contact form, this will kind of help you kind of get started with all that stuff too. So very simple. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. This stuff is not really, difficult. It's just something where sometimes getting it first started takes a little bit of time. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at the menus. Okay, so if we go to appearance, then go to menus. This is, of course, a big thing for anybody's website is what is your menus going to look like, right? So we have home, about us, services, frequently asked questions, and contact. And how you see that is on our website up here. That's what we're seeing that at, okay? So let's go back, and you can kind of sometimes have a quick menu where if you hover over this, you'll see menus, okay? But again, to make this simple, we'll just click on our website, and we'll go to appearance, and then go to menus. Now, what's nice here is, so say we built website pages, so under pages here, and then these are posts, okay? It's very self-explanatory. Custom links, so if you're going to send somebody somewhere, and categories for like your blog posts and things like that. So for pages, say you built a page, and we could search for it, okay? We can view all of our pages. So say, for example, our blog. We click on blog, and we put add to menu. It'll drop it over down to here. Now from here, maybe we want our contact form to be last, so you see like our little icon here, we just take it and hold our left button, hold our mouse left and just move it up and down, okay? One of the things you notice, if you hold it and you go to the side, you'll actually make it underneath, so it makes it a sub-menu item. So that means if you click on this, you'll also see this one, okay? And some people like that and some people don't. It really depends on, what you want to do. And if you pull it back over, you'll see it disappears, okay? So say for an example, if under services we have frequently asked questions and blog, and then we go up to here to save menu. Now we'll go back and we'll show how this works here. So if you see services, it has a little icon now and has this information. So for an example, if you had a bunch of services, this is where technically you could add your variety of services, and people could get a hold of you, or find out your services underneath that one, okay? So it really depends on what you want to use. So we can pull this back, and we'll keep it like it is, okay? But what if we don't want frequently asked questions, okay? You can simply, click the little arrow, and you can rename it, okay? So you might put just questions, okay? Or it could be answers or whatever you want to put, okay? But we don't want it, so we want to remove it. We simply click remove, click save, and now we're good, okay? Now, one of the big things that you see on here, it has primary menu or footer menu or automatically add new top-level pages to the menu. And so sometimes, basically these settings are completely fine. Leave them like they are. Primary menu, that's where this is on that main page. And sometimes if you change a page, so say for example, let's go back to pages and where it says about us. Let's go change this to about Chris, and we're going to update it because this is the page title, okay? So now when we go back to menu, what happens is it also changes our page on here, okay? So sometimes you may have to go in here and put, change it back to about us, and this will override it, but it doesn't change our page, okay? So we'll go back to our page. I'll show you here. It still says about us, but if we click on it, we'll click on edit page here. You'll see it actually still says about Chris. So That's how simple it is to work with your menus and have them look nice for your new WordPress website. Okay, so on this video, we're going to talk about the settings, the backend settings. Now, there's one really important setting I want you to make sure you take care of, okay? So under your settings, if you notice your settings down here, you can see it'll say like, site title, tagline. These are things that you'll change, but basically you see your site title, like mine's digital marketing for DIYers. That's what this is up here, okay? So this stuff with time, as you do SEO and you optimize your website, you'll probably change this stuff or it won't even matter, okay? So no big deal. And then our WordPress addresses will definitely change, to once we have our domain name set up. Now, granted, I'm doing this live as I'm doing it. So this is exactly the same thing you're going to go through, okay? You're going to have a temporary website until everything is set up for you. But make sure you go in and change your email address. So, if you go to settings, click on your email and go ahead and change your email address. So that way, in case you forget your password or something, you can still log back in. And then down here, Bluehost adds a few things. You can turn them on or off if you want update managers to automatically change stuff. And also they have a coming soon page, okay? Make sure you click save changes. But one of the most important, just one of the biggest things I want you to really focus on is down here in permalinks, okay? A lot of times a WordPress theme will come automatically with plain, okay? And this is for your URL structure. So if you think of yourwebsite.com / services or / about / contact, that's way easier than $P = 1 2 3 or whatever, right? That's extremely hard. Just like day and name and month and name and stuff like that. It's definitely, difficult. So what I want you to do is go ahead and click on custom name. Now, if you want to do custom structure, you can add categories and things. If you want to do that, that's fine. But with post name, it'll make it where at some point it'll be yourdomain.com / post name. So it'll look like this right here, okay? So it'll, for me, for an example, it could be digital marketing for DIYers.com / 10 ways to grow your business online through SEO. And that's what that would look like, okay? Just like it would be, digital marketing for DIYers.com / contact. So to show you a better example of this, if I go to my website, you'll see for resources, for example, it's chrisheidlebaugh.com / resources, okay? And that's how you can see how it's so much easier than, P1 2 or P1 2 3 is definitely hard. So make sure you click on post name, save changes, and that's going to help you a lot. Okay, so as we kind of finish some of this up, I want to show you a very important plugin, okay? So we've been following along. We've been using this electrician theme, and maybe you're just like, I just don't like this, Chris. I want something different. That's completely fine. I'm going to show you something that you can do here, okay? Simply go to plugins. And now we're going to look for add new. And now we're going to do reset WP. And we're going to click on this one here. Reset WP has like 30,000 downloads, whatever. Install now. And then we're going to activate it. Now what this is going to do is we're going to go back to our default website, okay? So if you say, Chris, I downloaded this and I just simply don't like it, I can't work with it, or the whole thing just is horrible, right? I want to start from scratch, no problem. That's what that plugin does, okay? So we're going to go, and usually it's found underneath your tools. Go to Reset WP. Now it wants us to verify because this is a huge thing. We're resetting our entire website. There's no coming back from this, okay? We type in what they tell us to type reset again. Are you sure you want to do this? We can't go back. Yes. We're resetting. Okay, if we go back to our website, we see that it's brand new with the demo website that we have, okay? So if we're starting from scratch, now we can say, okay, I want a different WordPress theme. Well, you're more than happy to go to chrisheidlebaugh.com, and if you click on like blog themes or business themes, you can check out some of the ones that I truly trust and use for all my clients and students. But again, you can go back to appearance and themes, and just say you want to go back to this one. Let's activate it again. And now, if our plugin's still here, let's see if it is. Okay, we'll activate our plugin. Okay, now let's go back and look at our library, and now this time we'll change and we'll do something different. Okay, so this time let's go ahead and do the car repair. Okay, we We do car websites, and that's what we're going to do. Okay. So now we're going to install plugins. It's installing our plugins. We're going to import this website. Same thing. It's going to take a second. It's going to import this. And again, this is all demo content. So this gives us some kind of like a, connect the dots, fill in the blanks. It makes it so much easier for us. And it saves us thousands and thousands of dollars worth of, web design stuff. And again, I do this stuff for a living. So I know the industry out there. And this is the thing that's going to make it so much easier for you guys. And so once it's done, we're going to view website. And now we're ready to rock and roll all over again with the different colors, different everything. We can click on Edit with Elementor. We can change the car. We can change the text. So we can, we care about your car. Well, that's great. So instead of we care about your car, most trusted car company. Maybe you sell cars, you can do whatever, and then just make sure you update and save, and then you're good to go. That's how simple it is to reset your website. And again, it's very important that this wipes out everything. Okay. So if you have content and stuff, it may not be there once you do this. So this is where you're like, okay, I just want to start from scratch and start new. That's what that reset plugin does. So there you go. That's how simple it is to build a website in 2018 for your business. Now, again, this was, granted, a very stripped down version because it's very rough, right? At the end of the day, it's your website. You're going to build it however you want. So I can show you how to build a barber website, a plumbing website, a landscaping website, a restaurant website, all these different things. But at the end of the day, your website's going to be different, right? And so I just hope that these kind of help you kind of get an overview of what it takes to build a website in 2018. Now, granted, again, there's so many variables, okay? Because you might want a specific kind of colors. Maybe you need a logo created. There's a lot of different things. So I definitely invite you over to my YouTube channel. You can watch some of the videos I create. And also, now you know what my website is. You can email me, say, hey, I need help with this or something, and I would be honored to help you. So, I mean, again, I'm here to help you, okay? And again, if you would do me a favor, and if you do, use one of the references I show you on my resources page, any of the web hosting and things like that, I definitely would appreciate it. It really does help me, support what I do here, and I really appreciate it. So, again, talking about, building a website in 2018 is very simple, okay? With this video, you've gone from not even having a website to having a purpose for your website. Now you have what you want your website to be about, to having a domain name, to now having web hosting, and now having a website that you can work on. You can make it your own. Even if you start with your homepage and you start building it out from there, right? You can make it whatever you want it to be. It's very simple, very easy. And I hope that this video has brought you value. And I definitely appreciate you watching this. And no matter what, I hope that you find success online, offline, and in your life. Take care. Okay, so that is the video, and I want to give you a special bonus clip here real quick, okay? So I mentioned that in the beginning of this video that I wanted to give away 2 bonuses, and one of them is the fact that you can email me, you can call me, text me, whatever, on my website, and let me know. Say, Chris, I need help with this, or give me some feedback. Say, hey, I need help setting up a page, or can you give me some tips on SEO or whatever? I'm definitely here for you, okay? So you're not alone. Don't ever think that. The second thing is I want to build more websites, and I want to, give them away. I don't need to have 50 different websites, right? And maybe we start out and we do one website giveaway a month or something like that. But I need, ideas of types of websites to build. And, I like to work with somebody. So I think I'll do this on YouTube. Okay. So if you go over to YouTube, subscribe to my channel and say, Chris, if you find this video for how to build a website in 2018, say, Chris, I would really like to win a website. You don't have to get all crazy and so say some kind of, your whole life story and anything, but, maybe let me know what kind of industry you're in. And, I've worked with a lot of different ones. I like to try some challenging ones. And maybe we just, for some reason, something clicks. And, I'm looking to give away, these are not sponsored. This is completely out of my pocket. This is nothing crazy. This is just me saying, hey, I like to give away some websites. So maybe you're like, I'm going to build my own website, but I know somebody who, is on a shoestring budget, maybe they're a single parent, maybe they're a grandparent, maybe they're whatever, it would be a blessing to them if you could help them. So, you know, I'm going to throw in web hosting. I need help with the domain name. So obviously you might have a domain name that you know, but that's my, you know, gift to you. So definitely head over to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, even if you are not interested in winning a domain or, you know, a website, but you find value in what I do. I definitely appreciate it. So until next time, thank you again so much for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you need to do. I really appreciate it. And thank you and be blessed.